It's January 31st, and you know what that means if you're a football fan? It means that it's transfer deadline day at last. Yes, the winter transfer window has been a pretty uneventful one in 2023, but now it's coming that time where the window will slam shut and whatever business deals have been done before that or can be completed at the stroke of the transfer window slamming shut, those and only those will count towards the remainder of this season. And this is, of course, last chance series for a lot of these clubs who will be looking to strengthen their sides going into the second half of the seasons. Now, we here at Sports Today picked out 5 major transfer deals that you should be watching out for in terms of their completion, whether or not they'll even happen, and of course, the general shockingness of the moves. Because believe you me, there's a few shockers in here, as we're going to find out. And we're starting off with a player whose name has suddenly propped back up in all the rumor mills the world over. Enzo Fernandez. Now, Enzo Fernandez made plenty of waves during Argentina's victorious FIFA winning World Cup campaign earlier this in the end of 2022. But that meant that there was a massive price tag put on his head, and Chelsea, one of the biggest spenders in recent times, who've become somehow even bigger spenders, decided that they're going to try and pursue Fernandez. The initial approach was knocked back, the interest cooled, but now they're back in with a transfer fee that matches his release clause as well as the valuation of Benfica for the player. As of now, there's no update as to whether or not the deal has been confirmed or whether talks are progressing in that direction. The players are understood to be keen, the club understandably less so, but let's see how exactly these things play out. If this is a transfer that is complete, not only will it push Chelsea's spending in excess of over £500 million, it'll also be easily the biggest deal that the club have done and that any club have done after, of course, Mykhailo Mudryk was signed by Chelsea themselves. Lots of money being thrown around by the Blues, but of course that means that there will be some players who would potentially be looking to leave. And one of those players is Jorginho. Now, Jorginho only has about 6 months left on his deal at Stamford Bridge currently, so has the option of departing the London side on a free come this summer. But there is an understanding that if Chelsea bring in another reinforcement, they would look to get someone off the books, and who better than Jorginho? And he's being linked to, of all places, Arsenal. Now again, moves between Arsenal and Chelsea haven't exactly been uncommon in recent times, but this would again be one of those moves which would make a lot of sense even if it would seem a little bizarre. Arsenal are a little light in midfield. Jorginho clearly has no future at Chelsea. Would be a good move, especially for Chelsea, considering the fact that they'd be getting some money back over a player they spent £50 million on a few years ago, as opposed to getting nothing when he can leave for free in the summer. Arsenal get another player to add some bodies to the midfield. Works out well for everyone, but that, of course, is assuming Chelsea are able to sign Fernandez, although Arsenal may go in with another bid anyway because, and get this is going to be wild, Chelsea have apparently hijacked Arsenal's bid for Moses Caicedo. Now, if you're wondering why it is I'm laughing, it's because this has become such a trend for Chelsea and Arsenal at this point. Arsenal will identify a target, sound them out, get everything done in order. Chelsea will just come in at the last minute, throw some more money at the club and at the player, and then sign them instead. So if this happens, it'll be truly the biggest banter of this transfer window since Chelsea actually ended up hijacking Mykhailo Mudryk, who also looked Arsenal bound at one point. Of course, Brighton have said very clearly that, look, Caicedo is not for sale, but Caicedo has come out in public asking to be granted a transfer. So who really knows? Maybe if Chelsea can gazump Arsenal, offer more money, the move might just happen. That means Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo coming in the same transfer window. Whoosh, big money being spent. Of course, I don't think they care that much about FFP, or they think they have a reasonable reason to actually be throwing around that much cash. We don't really know. All I know is this is fun, especially for me, you guys know I'm a Chelsea fan. Either which way, it does in fact, throw a lot of things out of whack during the winter transfer window, I beg your pardon. But this isn't one of the only big moves that is being mooted, and in fact, there's one rather surprising one that has been coming to the fore in recent times, and it involves this man, João Cancelo, taking a loan move to Bayern Munich. Now, you'd be asking yourself, why exactly is Cancelo, who's probably one of the most established fullbacks in England and in fact even in Manchester City, be looking to move to Bayern? Well, he has struggled a bit this year, and there seems to be some sort of an understanding that he is looking for a fresh challenge. So the rumor is that the deal which sees him join on loan through the end of this season will be made permanent come the summer. It will include an obligation to Bayern, not an option, or an option depending on where it is you're reading. But it does seem likely that Cancelo's time at City could well be coming to an end, and it came about in the most unexpected ways, because again, 3, 4, 5 days back, this was a rumor that no one could see coming. Now it seems like one of the bigger done deals of this market so far. We're just waiting for that official confirmation from both City and Bayern. Another move that has dragged through a lot during the winter window, which is kind of, it's come up, then gone back down again, come up, and then gone back down again, and is now suddenly back on, despite having collapsed just about 2 days back, involves this man, Pedro Porro of Sporting Club. Now again, Sporting Club have been reluctant to sell the right back who can also operate on the wings because they feel they can maybe get a better price for him come the summer. Tottenham, however, have been very insistent, and Antonio Conte has been very keen to add new bodies, particularly in the wing-back area. So signing Porro has become something of a priority. Porro has pretty much himself confirmed it that he's going to be heading to Tottenham for medical soon. So this seems like one of those deals which could very well be happening sooner rather than later. So obviously plenty of movement happening there, and this was one of those transfers that really it collapsed at one point, then came back alive, then collapsed again. Now it is back on track. At least that's what the word is that we're getting from trusted sources in the transfer market and elsewhere. So that's it. These are the 5 transfers that you should be watching out for come the end of deadline day. Now, it is very possible that all of these transfers could happen. Could very well be also that none of these transfers happen. So we don't really know how these things work because the transfer window is a complicated place to say the least. But if let us know in the comments which of these transfers you'd want to see happen the most. And don't forget, if you enjoy our work over here at Sports Today, you can like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon so you know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video. And don't also forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Last but not least, download the AajTak app, not just for transfer deadline news, but all the news from all over the world of sport. Thank you all once again for joining us. I hope to see you with us on the channel through the day. For now though, goodbye.